Hello, welcome to these updates. Over the last 2 days, we had some big updates with the severe weather. Today, that on our last video was a marginal risk, and today is an enhanced risk. And so we have some more updates on the blizzard too. So first, just a general view here. There are these blizzard warnings all the way from Colorado to Minnesota, spots of Kansas and Nebraska, into Iowa too. So please be careful, red flag warning still. There were some huge dust storms there, and we have a bunch of wind advisories throughout the central US and some northern areas too. Winter storm warnings further north in Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan, even red flag warnings in the Appalachians, the Northeast, some winter weather advisory spots to the northwest. And here, if you click on this blizzard warning, there's some information here, so you can see like the potential impacts and everything. Blizzard conditions, possible additional snow accumulations up to 2 inches with possible northerly winds 60 to 65 miles per hour at times. Roads, especially bridges, overpasses will become slick and hazardous. Visibility may drop below 1/4 of a mile, and due to falling snow and blowing snow, strong winds, and the height of snow and tree limbs may down power lines and could cause a spread power outages. Plan on hazardous conditions. And there's some more details here. And this is just for one location. If you click further north, like in northern Iowa, there's different information because everywhere is different. So just be careful there. A wind warning or two in California, Washington, and here, let's see what this severe weather has. So there's this marginal risk from Mississippi to Michigan, the slight risk, spots of Indiana and Illinois and Iowa, and this enhanced risk in mainly Indiana and most of central Illinois. So let's see, tornadoes actually 10% hatched in Illinois there and western Indiana, and this 5% and the 2%. So please be careful. There's the wind 15.5% and the hail 15.5% too. So these enhanced risk mainly came because of that tornado threat. So let's see. Scared severe thunderstorms possible this afternoon and evening from central northern Illinois and western Indiana. A few tornadoes, large hail and damaging gusts are all possible. And this hatched here means that there's a possibility for a strong tornado or two as well. So be aware of that. Please have some ways to receive warnings there and be careful today. There's just storm or two tomorrow on the east and kind of on the west. Day 3 is just a storm or two there on the northwest, nothing crazy. Day 4, potential too low. Day 5, a slight risk, a 15% near Texas and Louisiana, and maybe into Mississippi and Arkansas. So be careful. It's that day there on Sunday that we mentioned on our last video. Monday still that doesn't have anything, but be careful there for Sunday. So you can read here if you want. So, but we don't have that much time today. Let's see. So there's like the yellow for the severe weather, a little bit of freezing rain possible, and that heavier snow, some critical fires still, plus the snow in the northwest. There's day 2, a little bit of snow in the Rockies, still some dangerous fire conditions, and more heavy snows, isolated spots of the Cascades. Day 3 does show like still in the northwest, so some snow, some mixed precipitation on the mountains there. Excessive rainfall doesn't show anything today. Neither day 2, day 3, day 4. Day 5, a marginal from Texas to Tennessee, and a marginal in Washington, Oregon. So be careful those areas, especially for this blizzard today, plus the severe weather. So that shows some major impacts, possible spots in northern Iowa, and as well as in Nebraska, and some moderate impacts in more spots there. So be careful. Be careful while driving and doing other things too. So stay safe, and still the highest mountains down the west, some extremes in a few spots, like majors and moderates. So be careful there. And there's here for some hazards too. Still shows like severe weather day 5 on the orange, some heavy rain the green, probably critical fire risk, and some high winds and heavy precipitation day 3 through 7. So be careful. There's this storm system there now, like shows you on the GFS with that snow in the plains in that blizzard and the severe weather. Then it goes into Canada as well. Might bring some more freezing rain spots from Ontario into Quebec, especially snow. The heavier part will be the snow, so be careful. And like shows some snow in the northwest as well, in western Canada, another front. And still by Friday the 21st, some snow in like Washington, Oregon, British Columbia, spots in northern Idaho, and even in other spots there. So be aware. The GFS that does have this front going to the east coast, then it goes in the GFS, brings some snow into the northeast and eastern Canada too. On like this is Friday the 21st into Saturday, and then does bring more freezing rain to Atlantic Canada down the road. So be careful. And after that, this is the 23rd, has like those storms there and some snow too in the northern plains into Canada, and still stuff on the Pacific there. So it's pretty active there. So this goes, and some more to watch potentially later. So be careful. There's the European too, so like those fronts on the Pacific, especially in Washington, Oregon, Northern California, some snow there too, and into British Columbia some more. And then shows the blizzard in the plains, shows like Nebraska and Iowa, some heavier snow and those storms, that's severe weather. So this goes there, some more storms, and then the snow eventually goes further north into Michigan and into Canada. So be careful. And it does show like some more snow throughout this later this week and this weekend throughout the northwest. So be watching that. And later on Sunday it does have the severe weather down the south. The European has some stronger storms, and this snow the northern plains just central Canada. So be aware some snow too for Sunday. And later we'll keep monitoring. So here the herd does have interesting stuff for this severe weather today. So like this is Wednesday here, so later this evening, yesterday it had some higher tornado parameters or the NAM. It does have a parameter or two in Indiana, but doesn't have much like it had yesterday. But a little bit early in the afternoon, does have a spot or two in Indiana, slightly higher tornado parameters, but nothing that crazy. But the SPC does have a 10% there, so be careful those areas nonetheless. So there's the 12Z here as well, shows like some slight parameters there too, but nothing that crazy. So it goes especially later in the evening in eastern Illinois into Indiana, slightly higher, some spots there. So just be aware of a few tornadoes possible, and in case they happen, stay safe. Find a way to stay safe. So this goes, and yeah. So there's the Cape too. Not that much Cape, but there might be some. So here's like this evening, shows spots there, very slight, barely nothing. Like by 0Z shows some spots of Indiana, but there's not that much Cape. So be careful. I think yes, I showed you this. So be aware. There's the updraft list as well. That might be important. So further down the run here, it does indicate here's like between Illinois and Iowa, it does show more, and later into Indiana, some more tracks there indicating some severe storms. So be careful. There's the European too for some Cape, but I don't think it has much either. But does show like this goes some Cape this evening in Illinois there, like some 500 to 600 joules per kilogram. It's close to 700, but not that much. So stay safe there. And there's like here some, so this is further out, but here's, so it does show some shear there, but nothing so big, just a little bit, but enough to cause a tornado or two. So stay safe those areas. So the model here has now that all the precipitation, there might be the snow from Nebraska and Iowa. This goes and does show those storms in Illinois there and some other firing near Iowa and Nebraska. So it goes, and the most severe stuff will be later, like these ones near Peoria, spots of northwestern Illinois, and even Chicago storm or two. But that does show like this line later, closer to nighttime. In the evening in western Indiana, some stronger cells. They might have some tornadoes. So be aware, and then this goes away there. So stay safe. Be careful. The wind gusts too. Higher in those areas, close to 40, 50 mile per gust, 54, not as possible to like even close to 60. This goes, be careful in Atlantic, in the Pacific end as well. So some slightly higher gusts, slightly breezier in the Gulf too, and spots in California. This goes like the Great Lakes. They're showing Montana in Wyoming Friday, spots Colorado too, slightly higher. This goes maybe in the plains kind of later Friday, slightly higher Montana, some high winds in Alberta. This goes like into Saturday in Wyoming, spots of Colorado, Montana, likely still some high gusts in the Appalachians too. And then later Sunday in the northern plains, possibly there might be some snow too, so be careful. Those winds and this goes there. And later kind of too far out, but still shows a finger or two on the east on the 28th, and spots in the Pacific as well. But yeah, stay safe. Temperatures are still cold, especially in northern Canada, very cold, and hotter like in Texas and the southern US. Some spots close to like some mid to high 80s in some areas in southern Texas this afternoon. Spots in the Rockies, some 20s teens, especially during the night. Those purples there are like -1, -2 Fahrenheit. And if I change it here, we can see it more accurately. The Europeans even like -13 Fahrenheit. And it does have some 25, some 20s in the plains as well behind this front. Slightly warmer in Florida tomorrow afternoon, in southern Arizona, southern California, but still very cold in Nunavut, close to like -30 degrees Celsius, and spots in Alaska, still cold in 20s, the Fahrenheit teens, and more areas. But this changes every day, so be careful there too. And still cold, like the negative temperature spots of Canada, even the southeast, and like some days in the US on the 27th. Does show that the southeast close to 4 is Fahrenheit, and more spots there. So beware, nothing that crazy, but be careful. Those cold areas like central Canada, spots of the northern US as well, and the extreme north, the coldest area. So stay safe, especially in the mountains, those colder wind chills and rainfall here. I prefer to show you this map here. So day 1 through 7 shows more rain on the east because of those systems, especially the Pacific, like Washington, Oregon. That's like close to 7 inches the next 7 days. And in Canada as well, British Columbia especially, a lot of rain. So be careful those areas. So the European model here does show those areas like the coast of Vancouver Island to 192 millimeters and even more, and along Washington, Oregon more. So be aware. Some longer range does show more across the west coast as well, and some on the east. But it's like 13 days. This is too much. But yeah, stay safe. For snow as well. Uh, where the heck is snow? Here shows more next 5 days. Spots there of central Canada, in Ontario, some 32 centimeters, even more there in spots of Quebec, but in Labrador might get heavier. So 71 centimeters, 62, 69 centimeters. Not the spots of British Columbia, very heavy. In the mountains there's like 143 centimeters, 154. Some more in eastern British Columbia, into Alberta kind of as well. Vancouver Island, some more. And beware like southern Alaska, especially those areas, and into like western Alaska and the Aleutian Islands. And that shows some into Nunavut and Yukon. Nunavut very little, but like more into northwestern territories and Yukon, and a few snow drizzles in central Canada. And now down to the US shows up more in Washington, Oregon, and other spots, Colorado and Wyoming next 5 days, but especially like Michigan, Wisconsin, those areas there. And I can show you here. So does show for the snow here and to see if they have any ice. So the 24-hour ice not showing really anything, but they do mention a small possibility of a freezing rain in a spot or two there. So just be aware, but nothing that's concerning. So like the snow here, like some 6 to 10 inches, or even more, like 11 inches, spots of Iowa, some more in the UP of Michigan, close to 10 inches, Wisconsin, and especially in the Cascades, there are some 20 plus inches, even 30 in those higher peaks, some more in Idaho, and into Northern California and Montana, Wyoming. So be aware, and a finger or two in the Appalachians or Northeast. So stay safe. And here, maybe we can see it better again. So it does show some different models. The herd might have interesting things on this snow. The herd doesn't have that much, but it does have like some, if I just find inches here, so it does have like to 15 inches in Wisconsin, spotted 2 to 9 inches, but it doesn't have much further south, but it's like 2 inches in Iowa, because this is already happening, so some inches already fell, so some 7 inches the icon still has. So yeah, stay safe, be careful the tornado threat and the wind, blizzard, snow and everything, and just to make sure not forgetting anything, because this kind of always happens, the critical fire danger. That's shown in Missouri and Arkansas, and also in Texas and New Mexico, and elevated too in those areas, so be careful. The Appalachians, so don't burn anything, and be careful. Still critical in New Mexico, into Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle, and elevated for tomorrow, Thursday, and later on, day 3 and day 4 in those areas. So yeah, stay safe.